Hi Math Soldiers, welcome to another boot camp. In today's video, we're going to talk about order of operations. This topic is very important. Order of operations are the rules that state the sequence in which the multiple operations in an expression should be solved. Let's say I have this example, 4 plus 2 times 3. So I'm going to add first, I have 4 plus 2, which is 6, and then I have times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Now I got this answer, 18. Now what if I multiply first and then add it to 4? So I'm going to take the same example, 4 plus 2 times 3. So I have 4 plus 2 times 3 is 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. So I see that I have the same example, but I have two different answers. In the first example, I added the 4 plus 2 and then I multiplied by 3, and I got 18. In the second example, I multiplied 2 times 3, which is 6, and then I added it to 4, and I got 10. How is that possible to have the same example and have two different answers? Something is not right. That's why we need order of operations. Order of operations are the rules that say which calculation comes first in an expression. Do I have to add first and then multiply, or do I have to multiply first and then add? In this video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about the order of operations, and after you watch this video, you're never going to make any mistakes when you're solving an expression with multiple operations. A way to remember the order of operations is Pemdas, where each letter stands for a mathematical operation. P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Also, another easier way to remember the order of operations is the famous sentence, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." So the first operation that we have to do is parentheses. It can be any type of parentheses, regular parentheses, braces, brackets. It can also be an absolute value. So any operation that groups terms together, even when you're dividing. Let's say you have 5 plus 4 dividing by 3 plus 6. Even if you don't see any parentheses on top and on the bottom, you have to know that there is parentheses here and on the bottom as well. So first you have to add the 5 plus 4, which is 9, and then 3 plus 6 is 9, and then divide them. 9 divided by 9 is 1. So the first operation that we have to do is parentheses. So you have to perform all operations within parentheses, brackets, or even absolute values, or any operation that groups terms together. The second order of operations that we have to use is exponents, or powers. But what are exponents? Exponents are just a method of writing repeated multiplication. Let's say I have 3 squared. What is 3 squared? 3 squared is just the 3 multiplying itself 2 times. So 3 squared is just 3 times 3. What is 3 times 3 is 9. Let's say I have 3 to the 3rd power. That's 3 multiplying itself 3 times. 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So the exponent just tells you how many times the number is multiplying itself. So in this case, I had 3 to the power of 2. So the 3 is multiplying itself 2 times, which is 3 times 3 is 9. And here I have 3 to the power of 3, and the 3 is multiplying itself 3 times. Now a lot of students get confused. They would just multiply 3 times 2, which is 6, or in this case 3 times 3, which is 9. Don't get confused. The power just tells you how many times that number is multiplying itself. Same thing if I have 3 to the power of 4. The 3 is multiplying itself 4 times, which is 81. Now let me do an example with a fraction. Let's say I have 2 over 3 to the power of 2. So this 2 over 3 is multiplying itself 2 times. So I have 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. And how do I multiply fractions? If you guys don't know how to multiply fractions, please go ahead and watch our lesson 5. Top with the top, which is 2 times 2, which is 4. And then I'm going to multiply bottom with the bottom, 3 times 3, which is 9. So the answer is 4 over 9. And the same thing if I have 2 over 3 to the power of 3. So 2 over 3 is multiplying itself 3 times. 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. So now I have 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So you guys get it, right? Even if I have 2 over 3 to the power of 4, 2 over 3 is going to multiply itself 4 times. And if it's 2 over 3 to the power of 5, it's going to multiply itself 5 times, and so on. Another thing that I want you guys to know about exponents is, so let's say I have 4 to the power of 2. I just explained it to you guys that 4 to the power of 2 is just 4 multiplying itself 2 times. I have 4 times 4, which is 16. Please do not make the mistake and multiply 4 times 2, because 4 times 2 is 8. So in this case, you have 4 to the power of 2, so the 4 is multiplying itself 2 times, which is 16. Now, what if I have negative 4 to the power of 2? Now, in this case, I have negative 4 multiplying itself 2 times. So I have negative 4 times negative 4. So now I have two numbers with the same sign multiplying each other. If you guys don't know how to do that, please go ahead and watch our lesson 1. So we have two numbers with the same sign multiplying each other. The answer is positive, and 4 times 4 is 16. So the answer is positive 16. Now, what if I have negative 4 to the power of 2? What is the difference between this example and this example over here? Here I have negative 4 in parentheses to the power of 2. And over here I have negative 4 to the power of 2 without parentheses. Now in this example, the power of 2 applies to 4 and applies to the negative sign as well. But in this example, the power of 2 only applies to 4. It doesn't apply to the negative sign over here. So we just keep that negative sign and we multiply 4 times 4. So now I have two numbers multiplying each other with different signs. If you don't know how to do that, again, please go ahead and watch our lesson 1. So when two numbers are multiplying each other with different signs, the answer is negative, and we multiply 4 times 4, which is 16. So the answer is negative 16. So it's very important to know the difference between 4 to the power of 2, negative 4 in parentheses to the power of 2, and negative 4 without parentheses to the power of 2. I'm going to write it over here. If you guys don't know how to multiply fractions, please go ahead and watch our lesson 5. And if you don't know how to multiply numbers with same signs and different signs, please go ahead and watch our lesson 1. So the second operations that we have to do is exponents or powers. And now you guys know what exponents are. So let's go to the third operation. The third operation that we have to do is multiplication and division. So multiplication and division, they both have same priority, so we have to solve from left to right. What do I mean by that? Let's say I have an example as 10 divided by 5 times 2 divided by 10. So you see I have an example with division, multiplication, division. So you might get confused. You don't know if you should divide first and then you multiply, or you multiply first and then you divide. That's why multiplication and division, they both have the same priority. So you just have to solve from left to right. So in order for you to get the right answer, you have to start from left to right. So first I do 10 divided by 5, which is 2, and then I multiply by 2 and then divide by 10. Now I have 2 times 2, which is 4, and then I divide by 10. Now I have 4 divided by 10, or just 4 over 10. And if I simplify that by 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So remember, anytime you have an expression with division and multiplication, they both have the same priority. You just have to start from left to right in order to get the correct answer. Now the last order of operation is addition and subtraction. Same as the multiplication and division, addition and subtraction, they both have the same priority. So you have to solve from left to right. So if I have 10 minus 2 plus 5, so you don't know if you should do 10 minus 2 first or 2 plus 5. That's why every time you have an expression with addition and subtraction, you always solve from left to right. So I'm going to go ahead and do 10 minus 2 first. 10 minus 2 is 8. Now I have plus 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. So the answer is 13. Alright guys, so this is the order of operation. Parentheses first, and then exponents, multiplication and division, solve from left to right, and then addition and subtraction, solve from left to right. Now that I explained everything in details, now I'm going to go ahead and do a lot of examples for you guys. Let's say I have 3 times 4 plus 2 times 5. Now in this expression, I see that I have multiplication and addition. I'm just going to write here Pemdas on the side. And from here, I see that multiplication is before addition. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply first. And I'm going to start from left to right. So I have 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And then I'm just going to rewrite plus 2 times 5. Now I see that I have multiplication and addition again. So I have to multiply first. And I'm going to go ahead and rewrite 12. Now I have positive 2 times 5. Positive 2 times 5 is positive 10. So I have 12 plus 10. 12 plus 10 is just 22. So in this example, I have 8 times 2 plus 25 divided by 5 minus 3. Now in this expression, I see that I have multiplication, addition, division, and subtraction. So like I explained in the beginning of the video, multiplication and division, they both have same priority. So we just have to start from left to right. And the same with addition and subtraction. They both have the same priority, but we have to start from left to right. I'm going to start with multiplying. I have 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. And then I'm just going to rewrite the rest. Plus 25 divided by 5 minus 3. Now I have addition, division, and subtraction. Of course, division goes before addition and subtraction. So I'm going to go ahead and divide 25 divided by 5. So I'm going to rewrite 16 plus 25 divided by 5 is 5 minus 3. Now I'm left with addition and subtraction. They both have the same priority. So I'm just going to solve from left to right. 16 plus 5 is 21 minus 3. 21 minus 3 is 18. Problem 3 is 8 times 4 plus 1. Now you guys have to know that anytime you have a number in front of parentheses, there's always a multiplication sign that we don't see. So I'm going to write over here Pemdas. Now in this expression, we have multiplication and we have parentheses, right? And inside of parentheses, we have two numbers adding each other. So which one should we do first? Of course, parentheses go before multiplication. So I'm going to rewrite 8, and then I'm going to work inside of parentheses. 4 plus 1 is 5. Now I have 8 times 5 is 40. So the answer is just 40. Problem 4 is 10 minus 2 times 5 minus 3. Now in this expression, I see that I have subtraction, multiplication, and parentheses. Now which one goes first? Parentheses go first, right? And then multiplication, and then subtraction. So first I'm going to work inside of the parentheses. I have 10 minus 2 times 5 minus 3 is 2. Now, of course, there's a multiplication here that we don't see. So now we have a subtraction and multiplication. So multiplication goes before subtraction. So I have 10. Now I have negative 2 times positive 2. Negative 2 times positive 2. Those are two numbers multiplying each other with different signs. The answer is always negative. 2 times 2 is 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. If you guys don't know how to multiply numbers with same signs and different signs, please go ahead and watch our lesson 1. Now let's say I have 2 times 5 minus 3 to the power of 2 plus 4. Now in this expression, I have a multiplication, parentheses, exponent, and addition. So I'm going to write here Pemdas. So the first operation that I have to do is parentheses. So I have 2 times 5 minus 3 is 2 to the power of 2 plus 4. So now the second operation that I have to do is the exponent. What's 2 to the power of 2? I'm going to do it here on the side. 2 to the power of 2 is just 2 multiplying itself 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. So now I have 2 times 2 to the power of 2 is 4 plus 4. Now I have multiplication and addition. So multiplication goes before addition. So I'm going to have to multiply 2 times 4, which is 8, and then add it by 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Now let's say I have negative 3 times negative 6 plus 8 to the power of 3 minus 5 times negative 3 plus 5 to the power of 3. Again, I'm going to write here Pemdas. So the first operation that I have to do is, of course, parentheses. I have negative 3. I'm going to work inside of parentheses. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2. So I have 2 to the power of 3 minus 5. Now I have negative 3 plus 5, which is 2 to the power of 3. I'm going to go ahead and work with exponents. So I have 2 to the power of 3. I'm going to do it here on the side. Is 2 multiplying itself 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So I have negative 3 times 8. I'm going to keep the 8 in parentheses for now. Minus 5 times 8. So now I have multiplication and subtraction. So multiplication goes before subtraction. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. I have negative 3 times 8, which is negative 24. And then I have negative 5 times 8, which is negative 40. Negative 24 minus 40 is negative 64. Now let's say I have 8 minus 10 divided by negative 5. I'm going to write here Pemdas. The reason why I keep writing Pemdas is just to help me see which operation goes first. So in this expression, I have multiplication, parentheses, division. So the first thing that I'm going to do is work with parentheses. So I have 8 minus, in parentheses, I have 10 divided by negative 5. That's going to be negative 2. Now don't forget there's a multiplication in front of the parentheses. You have to know that there's always a 1 here, multiplying what's inside the parentheses. Now in this case, I have negative 1 multiplying the negative 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to rewrite 8. Now I have negative 1 times negative 2. That's positive 2. Now I have 8 plus 2, which is 10. Now let's say I have negative 12 minus 6 minus 2 times negative 3 over negative 3. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, anytime you have a division line, a fraction, don't forget the top always has parentheses and the bottom as well. So you have to work inside of parentheses first and then divide. In this expression, I put here on top brackets instead of parentheses because we already have negative 3 inside of parentheses. So Pemdas. So I have parentheses and I'm going to go ahead and work inside parentheses. Negative 12 minus. So inside of parentheses, I have subtraction and I have multiplication. So first I'm going to multiply. So I have 6. Negative 2 times negative 3. What's negative 2 times negative 3? Is going to be positive 6. So I have 6 plus 6 on top divided by negative 3. So now I'm going to rewrite negative 12 minus, I still have parentheses on top. I have 6 plus 6, which is 12. I'm still going to keep it in parentheses, divided by negative 3. Now, as you can see, I have a division and I have a subtraction. So division goes before subtraction. I'm going to go ahead and divide 12 divided by negative 3. So I have negative 12 minus 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. Now don't forget, again, there's a 1 here that is multiplying what's inside of parentheses. So I have multiplication. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I have negative 12. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. And negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Now in this expression, I have multiplication, I have division, subtraction, addition, and parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and work inside of parentheses first. I have parentheses here and on the bottom. So I'm going to rewrite negative 5 times negative 4 minus 4. Now inside of brackets, I have 3 minus negative 4. Don't forget the 1 over here. So I'm going to rewrite 3. Now I have negative 1 times negative 4. That's positive 4. So I have 3 plus 4. And I'm just going to rewrite the bottom for now. Now I still have parentheses, so I'm going to go ahead and work inside parentheses. I'm going to rewrite negative 5 times negative 4 minus 4. So I have 3 plus 4 is 7 over 2 times what's 2 minus 4 is negative 2 minus 2 times what's 3 plus 1 is 4. Don't forget, first we have to take care of the top and the bottom before we go ahead and divide this. So on top I have multiplication and subtraction, so I'm going to multiply first. I have negative 5 times negative 4, that's positive 20. And then I have negative 4 times positive 7, negative 28. And this is in parentheses, over 2 times negative 2, that's negative 4. Then I have negative 2 times 4, that's negative 8. This is in parentheses as well. So now I have 20 minus 28, which is negative 8, over negative 4 minus 8, which is negative 12. Now we can simplify this. Let's divide by 4, top and bottom. We get negative 2 over negative 3. Now negative divided by a negative is positive, so the answer is just 2 over 3. So for this expression, the first thing that we have to do is parentheses. But as you can see, we have different types of parentheses. We have braces, brackets, and regular parentheses. Anytime you have an expression with multiple parentheses, you have to start from the innermost parentheses, which in this case is this parentheses over here, where we have 6 minus 4. So I'm going to rewrite negative 2, negative 3, 18 divided by 6 minus 2. And in parentheses, I have 6 minus 4, which is 2. Now I see that I have braces and brackets, and of course I have to do the same thing, work with the innermost parentheses, which in this case is what's inside these brackets over here. So I have negative 2 minus 3. Now inside of the brackets, I have division, subtraction, multiplication. So division and multiplication go before subtraction, and division and multiplication have the same priority, so I'm going to work from left to right. I have 18 divided by 6, which is 3. And now I have negative 2 times positive 2, that's going to be negative 4. Now again, I'm going to work inside of these brackets. So I have negative 2 times negative 3. Now inside of the brackets, I have 3 minus 4, which is negative 1. Now I see that I only have these braces over here. Now I'm going to work inside of these braces. So I'm going to rewrite negative 2 times. Now I have negative 3 times negative 1. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. And now the last step is negative 2 times positive 3. Negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. So the answer is negative 6. Okay, so that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next boot camp. Don't forget to subscribe.